Whenever you're ready.
Right, I'd like to call to order the Personnel and Administration Committee meeting for Wednesday, July 19th, 2023. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderman Cone,
Present.
Alderwoman Clark Hubbard,
Here.
Alderman Aldridge,
Present.
President Green.
Present.
We have 4 present. You have a quorum.
Great. So today we have 2 committee discussions. The first is on facility upgrades.
I'm sorry, are we doing approval of the minutes?
Oh, sorry, I skipped right over that. I will entertain a motion for the approval of the minutes from Thursday, July 13th, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderman Cone,
Aye.
Alderwoman Clark Hubbard,
Aye.
Alderman Aldridge,
Aye.
President Green,
Aye.
4 aye votes.
By your vote, you sustain the motion to approve the minutes from Thursday, July 13th, 2023. At this time, we have 2 committee discussions for today. The first being on facility upgrades. And I'm going to turn it over to my Chief of Staff, Jay Nelson, to go into a little bit more detail. But long story short is, as they've gotten in with the electrical work to do the technology upgrades, we found, not surprisingly, asbestos that needs to be remediated. And so we have a quote for that. But if Jay, would you like to go through that a little bit more?
Yes, so we got 2 bids for the abatement for the chambers, which that work will take about 1 week to complete. So the lower bid that we got was for $13,128. And so during that time yesterday, we sent out an email to the full board of aldermen, letting them know that it will be limited access to the chambers, as they will be closing that off. And the city's monitoring service will also be on site as well to make sure that the air quality test is good to go. So again, this is a bid for $13,128 to abate the asbestos within the chambers.
Are there any questions from members of the committee? Seeing none, then I would entertain a motion to approve $13,128 for asbestos remediation for the chambers.
So moved.
Second.
Previous roll.
Hearing no objection to previous roll, motion passes. And we'll go ahead and get that money transferred over so we can begin the abatement work and continue on schedule to hopefully have all of the technology upgrades in place by the time we get back in September. All right, second item for discussion today is our committee priorities resolution. You can find that in the drive. Let me get that opened up here. Let's see. I am trying to find our resolution here.
It's let me pull it up.
I am seeing all of them for the other committees.
Oh, I don't see the one for
But
personnel.
not for our committee.
I do not see the one for personnel. Let me give me a minute and I'll check with Clerk Kennedy.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
While we have this minute, can I ask a question that I thought about? When
Sure.
this remediation is going on,
Yeah.
of the asbestos, what does that look like for our staff?
So Jay, you can probably speak to this better than I can.
So staff will only be allowed access to the kitchen through the main hallway. No one will be allowed access to the chambers, the back office or the restroom where Lewis Galley is. So everything will be covered with plastic, and there will be hazardous signs placed as well. So it won't really impact staff. Again, they will be allowed to get to the kitchen through the main hallway, but no one will be allowed to go through the actual chambers. Everything will be sealed off and closed.
And did I hear right when it said it's gonna take about a week?
Yes, it's going to take them a week to abate it.
Okay, a week to abate it, and just because I have no idea, I'm just, I guess, concerned. Would it be able to move? Maybe not so much like the staff and the other sides, but it's most especially like Clerk Kennedy, those offices right there that are so close proximity to that. How can they guarantee that there won't be any exposure to them, or how it won't move? Or is it worth that? That's not even taking a risk if it's only for a week.
Yeah, so I'm talking to the clerk today because the clerk right there at that main door of the chambers, that door will be completely sealed off. I'm not sure what the clerk plans are, but we've been assured that he will be fine with how they're going to close it off. And they're also going to have the city's monitoring service on hand as well, which they specialize in monitoring the air quality to make sure that it's not moving from where it is.
And Alderman Cohn asked in the chat, what about Lou Galley's office?
Yeah, so me and the clerk spoke with Lewis Galley. Lewis Galley office will be unavailable. He will be working from home during the time of the abatement.
Okay.
I would say if he's working from home, at least maybe, well, I know you say you're talking to the clerk, but to me, his office is the same, almost in proximity as Clerk Kennedy's office. And then again, the three I know the offices have moved around. So maybe Chanel, or I don't want, the names of the offices right there at least. If
Yeah.
working from home might be an option, I don't know. I would feel more comfortable not taking a risk if we don't have to. So that's just would be my, I guess my input on that when I think about it, because that's the first thing came to my mind was the proximity. I don't know how it moves. Can it move through the ceiling? Can it move, through the cracks of the doors? And again, you're there with it, so I know they have made some assurances. But if they've made the assurance that the Galley might need to go home for a week, then maybe not taking the risk for the others could be an option as well.
Yes, ma'am. I will talk with the clerk today, and he has the authority to authorize staff to work from home.
All right.
Perfect, thank
I
you.
did speak with Clerk Kennedy, and he said he didn't have any a resolution for personnel. He checked the drives, he checked emails that you sent, and he says he's gonna check somewhere else, but he didn't recall ever getting any of the priority resolution for personnel.
Okay. That is odd. I'll try to track it down. I believe it was introduced the same day as all of the other resolutions for committee priorities. Trying to find that date.
I'm looking online when we introduced all the resolutions, resolution 23 all the way to 27. And I don't see one for personnel, so I don't think it was introduced. I see health, budget, legislative, public safety, and transportation.
All right. Then something must have gotten mixed up
And-
in the introductions because I thought it was all of them were sent over at the same time. So if not, we'll go ahead and we'll do that when we get back in September. Because I think it's pretty straightforward, but sorry about that. So with that, I guess, is there any further discussion for today? Seeing none, and all members are present, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move. A motion to adjourn.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Have a great summer recess.